You know Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, you know him quite well. Tell us a little bit about that and whether you have a relationship with him.
Well, I know him as a police official, a young man in the organization. I think I knew him many years ago. I'm not sure.
He was a youngster in KZN.
Yeah, I was still a youngster in KZN. Okay. I think I was by then a director. That was a brigadier then. I was a unit commander of the public order police in Durban. I think somewhere in the year 2000 or 2001, and he was around for, he came at the unit where I was for special task force selection. And they went for selection in the premises, and at some point, I don't know what happened there. Looks like the instructors cheated them in terms of points during selection. Like if you run or you jump certain kilos or you run whatever obstacles within certain minutes you pass, you don't do this, you fail. So how I know him, he just walked into my office at some point and he said to me, "Ena, you can't tolerate what's happening there." The beggar says, "But I mean, who are you? What do you want?" Then he explained himself that I think he was from Public Order Police, Shepstone. He's here for selection for task force, and either two of them and him were robbed or cheated on the selection. They are being made to fail, whereas there's one or two white guys that came behind them. They were made to pass. And so I said, okay, I could see that he was very unhappy. So I went there, the back. Well, I wasn't in charge of those people. They just came to use my premises for selection. So I went to see the instructor and ask as to what was happening. And I did find that, yeah, indeed there is a problem in terms of how they made some pass and some fail. And I said, no, you must rectify this. And they rectified it immediately. And he went for the special task force training. And he came back, stationed at Special Task Force Durban. He worked there. I forgot about him. And then one day he ventured again in my office and said, "No, you can't tolerate what's happening there because the whites are oppressing them and this and that. He wants to go out of this unit." And then I said, "Okay, how many Africans you are there?" I think there were 2 or 3. Amongst over 20 or 8 or 12 whites. And I says, "No, but there is a beginning for everything. You don't run away, you stay there." Then I engaged the section commander in Pretoria for Special Task Force and the divisional commissioner about the conditions. And they addressed them, and then he stayed there for some time. And at some point he was promoted, I think, a captain at the same unit, and he continued working. And later, I think he was promoted. I don't know whether he was promoted. He became a lieutenant colonel. I'm not sure, but I suspect he might have moved from captain to colonel. Appointed commander of special task force in Pretoria, and he went Pretoria. He worked there. And at some point, he came to say, no, he's tired of this discrimination. He wants out of this thing. And again, I said, but there should be black people in special task force, and there is always a start. If those that we start with, you run away, and we can't tolerate this. And he referred to me, other people, like the guy he found in Durban, that guy is there in Durban, he's not moving anywhere, he's working nicely there, so why can't I be like him? Then I said, but there is a start for everything. Then you must stay there. And at some point, I became national head of operations in Pretoria. So he was also falling within my my component. So those challenges still and now and then did come, and I would address them because as a unit commander where he was, the section commander was a white guy. So, and yeah, eventually became a brigadier or director, and yeah, then he flew on his own. That's how I know him.
So you gave him wings? And
Yeah,
just
it
took off.
wasn't easy, but
Well, and he seems to be the same. He, if he sees or senses or feels that he's not being fairly treated, he will complain and
Correct.
take up the issue. Is that how you know him?
yeah, no, that's how I know him.
Even former Minister Cele described him as a really top cop. You're not surprised with that description?
No, I am not surprised. I know how he thinks and how he works.
But former Minister Cele did, however, say that he's not a politician. And he confirmed last night, he said he's got no interest in politics.
No, he definitely have no interest in politics. He's just a cop doing his work, and that is it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think recently they said this fight with General Sibia might be related to the post of DPC advertised. I mean, surely practically it's not possible for him to do that because, as I said earlier, remember, the national head of DPCI, whoever is get appointed, will be, after appointment, your salary will be based on the most senior deputy national commissioner, which in this case, whoever gets appointed, he will go to the salary notch of Lieutenant General Vuma. He's the most senior now. So now when you go to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, he has been Lieutenant General over 10 years. So meaning his notch is far more than the most senior deputy. So practically, he can't be applying for a post where his salary will take a dip. So
Is he on 15?
yeah, they're all level 15,
Yeah.
but the salary notch will differ.
But within the grade, there are notches.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And you're still a higher notch than him. You're still a higher notch than Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
That's correct, yes.
But that was also the case in 2011 when he was appointed as the acting national commissioner. You were one of the deputy national commissioners. You recall that?
I recall that.
So this, I wouldn't call him a boy, this youngster who ran into your office, he said, hey, I ran 11 seconds, but they put on my form I ran 12, 13 seconds. And these other white guys who ran 13, 14 seconds, they've now been appointed and I haven't. This same young man, he now gets appointed as the acting national commissioner. What was your reaction?
Well, it was quite surprising, perplexing. I mean, how did it... there were deputy national commissioners. You go and take a major general, and he wasn't long a major general for that matter. He was failing you in that rank and appointed a deputy national commissioner. But of course, remember, the constitution says the president will appoint a man or a woman as the national commissioner. So the then president, that's what he decided. The problem was, we are lieutenant generals. We have an acting national commissioner, he's here in front of us. He is a major general. Now, how do we do now?
So you had to promote him.
Yes, we had to promote him at least to be equal to us in rank. That's how it happened.
And in that relatively, I think it was just under a year, I think he was acting national commissioner for about 10, 11 months. How did you find him as a national commissioner? And you were a deputy.
Yeah, well, he, of course, he was new in the field, so he did work with the deputies well, and he learned fast, and even the divisional commissioners, he did learn fast, and he did his best, I think.
You know now, of course, after many years as a fact, but did you know what the reason was that he then asked to be relieved of that acting appointment?
Yeah, well, he told us that the way he was asked, or the way he was treated by the then minister, he didn't like it. Whatever they said he must do, he didn't like it, so he said they would rather part ways so that he go back where he was.
So, yeah, he alleged, and I think we know some of the detail of that. And, out of respect, I don't want to explore that. It's also not particularly relevant to our terms of reference. But it seems he alleged ministerial interference. So he appears to be a man of principle. Is that how you got to know him, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi?
Yeah, no, that's how I understood him that time, and now, yes, that they differed on that, and he walked away.